From plants that make you vomit uncontrollably to a common flower that can kill you, we've counted down 9 of the deadliest plants in the world. Interested? Come with me. Hey guys, we are from the channel, Another Curiosity, and stay with the 9 deadliest plants you won't believe actually exist. 9. Belladonna. With nicknames like Devil's Berries and Deadly Nightshade, it was inevitable that the Belladonna plant would make this list. Originally from Europe and Africa, this plant and the delicious fruits it produces are super. Ingesting any part of this plant will make a person delirious and cause crazy hallucination. Its huge list of symptoms includes slurred speech, headaches, poor eyesight, breathing difficulties and seizures. Oh, and if you're a kid, you can add instant death to that list. Without an antidote, anyone who eats this will eventually die as their body's involuntary reflexes shut down. Say goodbye to regulated breathing and heartbeat. Although it's unbelievable, Victorian women actually used belladonna in their beauty regimens. They applied eye drops to dilate the pupils. This was considered a dreamy look. I think back then looking passed out and half dead was the height of sexiness. 8. Daffodils. The sight of a sunny daffodil means spring has officially arrived. Picking up a bouquet of these beautiful flowers seems like a thoughtful gesture for that special someone, but it turns out that daffodils can be deadly. Its bulbs and leaves contain toxic alkaloids, which cause dizziness, abdominal pain, convulsions and even death if ingested. You might be thinking, well, fine, but who would be dumb enough to eat a daffodil? In fact, it happens a lot, especially with kids and animals around. In fact, in Holland during World War II, farmers thoughtlessly poisoned their own cattle by feeding them daffodil bulbs. The moral? Daffodils look beautiful in a vase, not in your mouth. 7. Pea of the Rosary. The Rosario pea is a versatile plant. In addition to being beautiful to look at, the natives of Indonesia use it to make beads and percussion instruments. This musical plant is known as a vine, which basically means that it grows around other trees, shrubs and hedges. Unfortunately, rosary pea also has a dark side. Its seeds secrete an extremely potent poison called abrin, which is 75 times stronger than similar herbal poisons. It takes very little of this venom to kill an adult, just 3 micrograms will do it. Even the production of rosary beads is dangerous, with people dying just from sticking their fingers in the borers that touched the seeds. If you are a novice botanist, maybe avoid this one. 6. White snake root. This innocent-looking herb is found throughout North America and is best remembered as the plant that killed Abraham Lincoln's mother, Nancy. It's called white snake root and it basically looks like a bunch of white flowers. White snake root contains a highly toxic alcohol called tremetol. Obviously, ingesting tremetol will kill you, but that's not how Nancy died. She just drank the milk of a cow that grazed on snake root. Fortunately, farmers are now aware of this danger, so they get rid of any white snake root that grows in animal pastures. 5. Oleander. If someone gives you a plant as a housewarming gift, make sure it's not an oleander bush. Oleander is a common and wacky decorative shrub that can give you cardiac arrest if you touch it or put any part of it in your mouth. Expect to find this fragrant but deadly shrub in parks, schools, and at backyard barbecues around the world. In a disturbing new trend, people in India have been consuming crushed oleander seeds to commit suicide. The funny thing about oleander is that its cardiac glycosides can actually be therapeutic if you take them in exact doses. But get that balance off and you'll be greeting the Grim Reaper. 4. Manchineel. The flowering manchineel plant is easily one of the most poisonous trees in existence. In fact, its name in Spanish literally means, little apple of death. Found in the Bahamas, Caribbean and various parts of North and South America, the manchineel produces small fruits that bring a slow, agonizing death to any person or animal that eats it. The tree also produces clear sap whenever it rains. Touching this sap will cause a person's skin to blister instantly. You might think, okay, these trees are too deadly to exist, let's burn them all. But no, that won't work. Almost as a defense mechanism, a burning spot releases deadly toxic fumes that cause blindness and lung problems to anyone nearby. The best you can do is stay away from them. As a precaution, the locals mark the handkerchief with big red XS 3 water hemlock. If you paid attention in history class, you might remember that the famous Greek philosopher Socrates was executed using a poisonous plant called hemlock. Well, now I introduce you to the hemlock, an equally dangerous cousin of the hemlock. Described as North America's most violently toxic plant, hemlock is a wild flower in the carrot family and is sometimes confused with celery or parsnip. The main difference: celery is good for your teeth, while hemlock kills you instantly. This is because water hemlock is full of deadly cytotoxins that cause agonizing cramps and convulsions in anyone who eats it. Most people who eat or touch it die. Even the survivors don't get away with it. They suffer terrible memory loss and tremors that can persist for the rest of their lives. 2. Castor. Growing up, did your parents force-feed you spoonfuls of disgusting castor oil and tell you it's good for you? If so, it's probably because they hate you and want you dead. I'm kidding, sort of, but it turns out that while this oil itself is harmless, the plant it comes from is one of the most poisonous in the world. You see, castor bean plants are loaded with deadly toxins called ricin. The plant seeds are the most concentrated source, and ingesting just one of them will kill a person within 48 hours. If you think it's going to be a smooth ride, you're dead wrong. Victims experience a burning sensation in the throat, followed by episodes of painful vomiting and bloody diarrhea. Eventually they will drop dead from dehydration. Sounds like fun, right? Castor bean plants are native to India and East Africa, so be aware if you go to these places. They currently hold the Guinness World Record for the most poisonous plant. 1. Weed. With a name like Jimsonweed, you might think this plant looks pretty harmless. But with nicknames like Angel's Trumpet and Devil Weed, it's clear this plant is more dangerous than it looks. This trumpet-shaped flower originated in South America but can now be found anywhere. It comes in a variety of sizes and colors, from deadly orange to deadly pink, and is covered in these fine and coarse hairs. Every part of this plant contains the alkaloid toxins tropane, scopolamine and atropine, so don't touch it. Don't even breathe near him. Of course, many stupid people like to make tea from this plant and ingest it as a hallucinogenic drug. Some get away with it because toxicity levels can vary from plant to plant, but it's basically like playing Russian roulette. In chasing this natural euphoria, many people have fallen into a permanent coma or overdosed. That's why South Africans call the seeds of this plant crazy seeds. That we are producing videos on Wednesday and Friday here on the channel. If you liked it, don't forget to leave your like and activate the notification bell to stay on top of all the news. I'm waiting for you in the next video.